All right, we are clearly out in the field this time. We have an excavator doing a demo job. I'll zoom in on this, I'll walk over there. As you can see, it's a pretty well-worn excavator. This is a Daewoo Model 220, and obviously he's wrecking, removing, demoing a pool behind a house, which made it no easy task to get my ride in here. But anyway, let me show you why I'm here. Let me zoom in on this. There we go. This is the ear that holds the bucket. It would be better if it didn't do that, but it does that. So they want me to repair it as best I can, which I'll try to do. We're not going to get too carried away with this. We're just going to put it back on because obviously, as you can see, this is not exactly a low mileage lovely, the machine or the bucket. Obviously, let me zoom in a little here. Obviously, this was re-eared at some point to fit this machine, and again, you can see, just judging by the rebar as pins and etc. This is not exactly an ideal condition here. The floor of the bucket, let me see if I can climb in here. The floor of the bucket is obviously wasted as well. It's paper thin, you know, you can see it's all cracked, and there's our little problem. So anyway, so I'm just going to do what I can to just put it back. Like I said, there's no sense in getting too terribly carried away with this. And of course, there's no key available. You know, it's stuck right where it is. There's obviously, you know, again, this is all, well, it is what it is. So we're just going to do the best we can. I guess it must have been cracked in here too. It looks like somebody was already trying to grind. And again, there's our problem. That's why I'm here. So I'm just going to try to do the best I can to essentially put it back together. I'm not going to disturb anything, obviously. Well, I can't. I got no key for the machine, and it is what it is. So I don't have a tripod with me or anything. I'll try to bring you back periodically just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. Again, this isn't going to be very comfortable. I'm going to be climbing around in all this rubble here, but well, whatever. I'll do the best I can for the guy. All right, try to bring you back. All right, I'm pausing a bit here. Boy, this thing is a mess. It was, when it was put together, it was obviously done so poorly. I'm sure you remembered, maybe you can remember, there was quite a large gap in here where it broke. So obviously to fill that up, you know, again, I do this with stick. You know, I'm out in the open here. There's no way to, you know, you can just do MIG and fill this thing up. Let me get rid of that. That's annoying. So the problem here is, I mean, I'm pretty well on my way, you know, but the thing is, let me show you over on this side. Here, I just put one pass. I chipped it out, and then over on the other side here, I just burned a nice hot pass in here because it's all undercut. You can see back in here where the way this thing was welded, it's all so terribly undercut. I don't want to get too, let's see, here we go. You can see in here, I kind of scaled it off a little bit, and that's part of the problem. The way this thing was so terribly undercut. when it was welded on, and I don't know what they welded it with. It's very, I'm getting a lot of boiling as I weld. It's very slaggy underneath here. So I'm coming in hot, I'm burning it in there. But obviously it's going to take a while to, you know, to build this up. And, you know, I've got this pretty well under here, you know, at the nose here. I've got this pretty well tied back in, considering you could stick, you know, a couple of fingers in there when I started. But I've been at this for a little while already, so and now, like I say, I'm seeing a whole new problem over on this side. So I mean, my mission of course is this, but I gotta try to do something with this as well. So yeah, I'm just you know, pass after pass after pass, you know, come in hot, burn them in, you know, and stack them again. You know, you don't want to, that's about as much weaving. Let me zoom in here. It's about as much weaving as I'm comfortable with. Out here, okay, a little bit more, but there's 3 stringers under here. But on the, you know, in here, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to get carried away. I know it's tempting, but you got to resist. You see, and when you start and stop, weave them in, sew them together, as I call it. You want to try to sew these beads together. And stack them in a, you know, in a stringer way. You don't want to just start here and weave this thing to here. You don't want to do that, believe me. It's because you're not going to be repairing much. And then, like I say, again, getting back to the undercut in here, I mean, it's still so deep. I mean, I've been through this thing 3 or 4 times here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and it's pretty deep. This side, of course, was quite a bit worse than this. I just scaled this off and discovered this, but yeah, so anyway, you know, back on it, and I'll try to bring you back. Well, okay, I think that's going to be about it, due to the fact that I'm kind of running out of daylight here, and and time. And temperature, it's starting to chill off. I did do a little, let me zoom in here a little. I did do a little on the other side, the side that was just, well, they didn't even say about this side, but I found some cracks and again, a lot of undercutting in here. So I, you know, again, I tried to stitch this in as best as I could. A little bit on both sides. You know, I walked it out, you know, partially all the way up there if I could. And then the main part of the project, to reattach this ear, is, well, I guess about as good as I can make it for now. I guess if I had some more time to, you know, I would like to probably come over, you know, a couple, 3 more times on this, you know, and really, you know, really interweave this thing. Same thing over here. You know, again, a lot of this, it's hot. A lot of this is due to probably kind of poor welding. I felt the boiling as I was, you know, as I was punching it in there. I felt the boiling because there's a lot of slag on here that's still left from wherever they burned off the original ears that were on this bucket. So again, I did pretty much whatever I could with it. But again, I could feel some slag, you know, boiling back through there. So I guess that's going to pretty much be it for now. I guess I'm going to wrap up here. Like I said, I don't want to lose my light. It's going to take me, you know, half an hour or more to wrap everything up, the truck, and you can see what the way I had to kind of do this here. I'm standing in this rubble that was a pool, and like I said, there was no key for the machine. You know, it's up on the precipice there, and the bucket is literally, you know, kind of in an undermined hole there, and that was the way they left it. So again, I just kind of, you know, did what I could in a precarious situation. So yeah, that's going to be about it. That's going to be what I can do with it under these circumstances. Again, if I had, you know, maybe more time and you know, I probably, you know, I probably would like to do a little bit more. I would have liked to maybe air arc a lot of this stuff off of here and get down and really knit this thing in. But, you know, again, that's about it for what I can do now. So that's it. And like I said, I don't think it's worth spending too much time and effort, which of course equals money, again, due to the fact that, you know, you can see this thing, I assume this floor is, you know, paper thin, and again, this ear here is bent. It's just, you know, and I'm not trying to cut the guy's machine up here, but, you know, it's just, you know, it's just not that, you know, it's not that viable a thing to say we're going to put, you know, $1,000 or more into fixing this bucket. As you can see from the rest of the machine, it's not exactly a, you know, a low mileage lovely here. It's pretty well used, so to speak. So anyway, that's enough. I know I tend to ramble on here, so that's about it. I think we're going to be okay with that. I think that should hold. Obviously obviously it's not intended to be a jackhammer, and that's what causes this sort of stuff. If you need a jackhammer, get a jackhammer. You know, if you need a hoe ram or whatever, get that. You know, so that's probably part of the situation here. You know, due to the fact that it's a demolition situation. Like I said, this other ear over here is bent and everything. So anyway, that's going to be it. Enough rambling. All right, so that's it. We're wrapping up, and until next time. As some famous guy once said, everybody polka.